Hey guys, let's take a walk through the Venetian and the Palazzo in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Venetian and the Palazzo together are one of the largest hotels in the world, with over 7,000 rooms. And right now we're taking a moving walkway to get into the shop area. That's where we'll start once we get inside. This is Las Vegas Boulevard out here. Some things going on right now. And then we're going to take this moving walkway, which is almost like an escalator, but not. Sort of flat on the bottom, but also goes at an angle. So it's not steps. There's the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. That's construction going on at the Mirage, which will later become the Hard Rock guitar-shaped casino on the Las Vegas Strip. We went over a hump and now we're going back down the other side. So as opposed to Circus Circus, this does have walkways moving out. It has two moving in at this point and one moving out. And here's the entrance to a nightclub called Tao. And up at the top of the escalators where you came in, it's always timeshare people. So if somebody in this area asks you, you know, how long you're in town, or like this guy's asking them a question, they're trying to get you to engage in conversation, so then you'll, you know, go to a timeshare presentation. That's their goal, at least. Pretty much always in Vegas, if somebody asks you how long you're in town, it's going to be for a timeshare presentation. Now I can go on into the Grand Canal Shoppes. I do a quick little circle there to get the other side, because I don't think we'll be back this area. The Venetian and Palazzo, understandably, since it's a huge hotel, it is also a huge everything. Now this little store on the right has been playing this video of Michael Jackson for, I don't know, however long he's not been around. That's how long they've been playing that video about Michael will be missed. So yeah, it plays that all the time. I just think it's interesting in that probably he just came there one day, and then for the next years and years and years, it's been a marketing point. Of course, I notice things other people don't, and think about things other people don't really normally do. Now the Smith and Wollensky over here is a 2-story steakhouse. You can actually go upstairs in the back and then have your meal up there in the second floor, just above those 3 lamppost lights, looking out that window with the rails. And then here is the canal in the middle of the Venetian, with gondoliers that will sing to you as you go down the little canal. But we'll come back to that. That's throughout the interior here. Over this way is the food court. It used to be where, when you came through the parking structure that's sort of straight ahead, you could also see where the Phantom of the Opera show was. That show's been closed for quite a while, and I'm not sure what retook that space. Yeah, we'll make a quick little detour down this way to the rideshare pickup and the elevators to the parking garage, one of the parking garages. But yeah, to our right, this is where, when it was under construction, you could see out and see that that was the theater where the Phantom of the Opera was going to be playing. So over in that way, those people are coming from the parking garage elevators. And then this is Valet, looks like. And then rideshare. And if you order food, app orders. So if you order food delivery, I guess there's a dedicated area where you can go pick it up, which makes sense because if you try to do food delivery and figure out where to meet somebody, it's pretty crazy. And actually getting parking and having drop it off. The size of Vegas things is just pretty incomprehensible. The one thing people talk about a lot too is that if you're outside and you're walking down the strip, well, everything seems like it's just a quick walk, but it's actually, you know, quite a whiles away walk-wise. Anyway, now we're gonna check out the food court. It's one of the more reasonable food courts. The prices are a little elevated for Vegas, but not insane. It has some familiar brands like Chipotle and such. Popeyes. So you can get a chicken sandwich here for $6.79, and I'm pretty sure when I was doing the Excalibur, it was $8.99 for the same Popeye's chicken sandwich. The Venetian is certainly, absolutely more of a high-end place than the Excalibur, and the chicken sandwich at the same Popeye's chicken sandwich is $2 and something cheaper here than it is at the Excalibur. And I know all the Johnny Rockets are, well, that's the same $21.95, $21.99 for cheeseburger and fries here as in the ones that are in MGM properties. This place just opened recently. I haven't tried it, but the last time I was through, it was still being constructed. So yeah, you can come here, eat the food court, or grab Chipotle. I think Chipotle is only ever so slightly higher than what you'd encounter other places. Yeah, so you can get the chicken entree for $10.50 with a bowl and burrito or whatever your Chipotle order is. And Primeburger, if you're coming, is on Groupon a lot. So you probably want to check out Groupon if you think you want to eat there.
We gonna go back?
I'm gonna loop back through here so we come out almost where we started the food court. And if you want to eat at this restaurant, Canonita, you can sit right next to the walkway or waterway. So it's a nice little experience. There's a -5 ice bar over here. So this is to the left is where we took our slight little turn into the food court. And now we're back over here. then see those people on the other side of the canal are having lunch. Also get a massage there. And then if you need a hat, this store's got you covered with hats, more hats. And then this little store, if you go in here and you get a macaroon, you can go up there to the second floor and sit over the canal. Just sort of like a little secret. If you didn't know it, you wouldn't see it. Well, this is new. The Casa de Carneritos. Looks like tacos, burritos, chips. Tiny little Mexican food depot. But if you want to see where those flowers are up there, that's where you can sit and look down at the gondolas and people going through. If you need some clubbing wear, left your clubbing wear at home. And the ceiling here is painted to mimic the outside, even though we're totally inside. And then this is the main square. There's quite a few restaurants surrounded by this large room that's painted to look like the sky. And that way heads back towards the other side of this canal, but we saw most of it from looking across the canal. See, I can sit out here in the climate controlled, not quite outside. Then if we head down this way, we will see the Buddy B's Ristorante and Carlos Bakery. If you watch reality TV, I think they're one of the things you'll see from that. So you can sit out here, which is not quite as outside as the other things, but I guess if the business is really busy inside, you can come out. Over here is the kitchen where they're preparing some things. And then the view from this restaurant is nice because there's a giant wall of windows on the outside which face down into the car drop-off area. So if you want to sit over there next to the window, you can see all that and then have a meal of food. I don't know. It's talking. And then this is the area where you get on the gondola. Those are people waiting to get on over there. And there are more shops over this direction. I like the little birds that are on these chandeliers. I've noticed them before. Take a peek down here. We'll go down there in just a minute. But for now, there's a peek. So this is a high-end mall type area at the Venetian / Palazzo. Pretty much everybody just calls it the Venetian. I mean, there's technically 2 sections, but they're pretty blended together unless you're staying at the hotel. And then if you're staying at the hotel, then yeah, you'll be staying at one hotel or the other. This rare bookstore straight ahead has been here for quite a while. I always think it's interesting seeing what rare books are in here and also how much they cost. There's Dickens, Charles Dickens, costs $4,500 for, I guess, the little set, and the Curious George, that's $1,800. Little Red Riding Hood pop-up, $750. So maybe you have some old fortune of books in your attic and you didn't even know it. I just think it's cool. Nobody reads books anymore, but as collector items, cool. It's a new little bar. I don't remember that being there before. I don't remember this whole wing being here before, so it could have been, it could possibly be new. That's the way with Vegas. Lunch special, buy one get one free cocktails. I think this is a karaoke pod room. Basically, you rent a room to have karaoke with your friends. So if you want to have your own little karaoke booth, or no, maybe that, I'm confusing that with this. This is the ultra karaoke. So from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. most days, you can rent a booth back in there and be karaokeing with your friends. The X-Spot is just a restaurant, I guess. I think the architecture on this one's interesting too. The sort of little, almost like little hut that you're in when you're in this bar. There's some monkeys up there and everything. There's a lot of high-end clothing stores. Primarily, that's what it is high-end clothing stores. I think this is cool. They got actual real flames in these lights. Real gas lights. And then some of these things are for lease, like that one says discovering leasing opportunities. So I'm pretty sure the lease is quite expensive, but if you're in the mood, you got a plan. It's very nice in here. And here's a different viewpoint of that same space we were looking down into a minute ago. she actually sewing a suit. Doing some alterations to a suit. That's cool. I don't have any suits that I need altered, but still cool if you did.
But it got to a point where it's just like YouTube.
And then here is the downstairs. Over there is the hotel lobby, front desk. And then there's another It's Sugar. There's one right by where the place that we unofficially call the Sistine Chapel, where the ceiling is painted right by the timeshare. There was the It's Sugar up there. So, and here is social darts. So if you want to play darts with your friends, you can play in this area. It's a bar with darts and scoring and all that funness. And then this exit heads you down to the walkway to the Wynn. So if you go down here, go to the walkway to the Wynn. And then this place usually smells like pizza when you're walking around. It's very pizza-y smelling. Head on down this escalator. It definitely smells pizza here. So maybe it's the combination of the bottom floor and the second floor. Something here is very pizza smelly, always. I don't think this one's even open down here, so that's why I think it's got to be the second floor. And then this is the Palazzo Casino area. There's a Chinese restaurant over here called Mott 32, which is very high end. I haven't been there yet. I've looked at the prices and thought, uh-oh. But, you know, that's Vegas. Whatever price point you want, you can find. Let's see how it looks. Rather interesting. And the rope exterior. Oh, it looks like it goes way back in there. But a place I have been quite a bit is the Grand Lux Cafe over here. It's very related to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm not sure if it's the exact same company, but it is very similar in menu, very similar in items. It's got some connection to it. I'm not sure of the particulars because, you know, I don't work their finances and corporate structure, but if you're a fan of the Cheesecake Factory, you would be a fan of Grand Lux Cafe. And you can sit in the bar, which is just behind this glass, and they have a happy hour. Most recently, the prices for the happy hour food is $11.95 per tray, which it used to be like $6.95, but of course, you know, it all just keeps going up and up and up. But that's everything, everywhere. So, and then over here is the entrance to the Palazzo Theater. Don't know if anything's going on. Looks like Shin Lim might be playing there right now. the Starbucks. This is another fancy bar. Looks like it's currently closed, but it'll be open later tonight, I'm pretty sure. Vegas is very much a night town. You can play electronic and real world roulette together. Use electronics to bet, but a real world ball goes around the thing. Then there's this Electra Bar lounge. Looks pretty cool. I don't think I could go to every bar in Vegas, even if I tried. There are just too many things in Vegas. Then we'll head back out to where the Love and Waterfall is. This gondola tends to stay here, but they decorate it for different holidays. And here's the view from below. This is Restaurant Row. There's a bunch of fancier restaurants through this hallway, which connects us to the Venetian. I don't know if I've ever eaten at any of these, so I can't really give you too much insight. I know, yeah, I take that back. I have, but it's been 20 years ago, maybe. So I've been in Vegas quite a few years, but not in a, it's been off and on, so. And then down this way is more showrooms, convention space. I know I've seen Wayne Brady playing the showroom that's straight ahead quite a few times, and that's been a while too. So Then that used to be a whole different thing with sort of greenery and such, but now it's a different restaurant. If you like things in Vegas, you gotta go to them because they will change into something else. Very dark restaurant in there. And then this Namaikai Sushi Speakeasy that totally wasn't there the last time I was here, which wasn't that long ago. It was a little area where you it was just decorative, so you know, that's Vegas. Goes. Let's go left, right, left. So we'll go up to the sort of the lobby area, is what I'm trying to say. There's also a Grand Lux Cafe in the Venetian, so if you happen to be over here, just go to that one instead. Now, this area that's covered with this advertisement used to be the food court. So, I know we saw one food court upstairs. There used to be another food court here that's now this wall. So, guess something new is coming here too. And then this is the walkway to the hotel lobby. Never seen that before either. I know I've said it, but seriously, you can just not comprehend how much everything changes in Vegas, at what speed. And this is the hotel check-in area. And then out here is the car, like rideshare taxi area for the Venetian, because they're separate. So I think that pretty much covers the Venetian and Palazzo as much as you can cover. I'm sure there's nooks and crannies we didn't see. But if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, it'd be great if you did. And as always, I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.